First things first, I just want to apologise if I see you all hot, flustered and sweaty. It's like 30 degrees in the UK. But anyway, I went to go see Toy Story 5 in the cinema, so it's time for another one of my out-of-cinema reviews, which of course are non-spoiler. Let's dive in and let's talk about Toy Story 5. Well, what can I say about Toy Story 5? Honestly, it's actually pretty good. I wouldn't say it's drop dead amazing. It does not beat the original trilogy by any means. Personally, I still think number 2 is the best. But it's good. This story revolves around Jessie, which is great. We, don't really have many Jessie sort of centric, storylines in Toy Story, except for finding out her flashback, which obviously this does dive more into. It dives more into Jessie, and we have a very good movie centered around a different character. Woody and Buzz just happen to be the side characters this time around, and I think it works really well. I'm glad we get more of Jessie. I think Jessie's a good character. I think she's very well executed in this movie. And I think it's, I think they did a good job handling Jessie as the main role. Looks-wise, this is one of the best Toy Stories ever looked. The animation is so fucking clean. Oh my god, this looks smooth as all hell. There's a lot going on in this movie. There's a lot of different textures, buildings, grass, forestry, the different toys and stuff like that, and it's honestly one of the best Pixar-looking movies of all time. The best that Toy Story's ever looked, and you can really see the difference from like Toy Story 1 and 2 to Toy Story 5. There's a big difference between those two margins. Absolutely drop dead gorgeous. So obviously the big bad is Lily Pad, the iPad, or an iPad adjacent for kids. And I'm gonna say she's okay. There is a really good message here for people, for kids. And no, it doesn't have to do about technology. I'm not going to spoil what the lesson is, but I will tell you it's nothing to do with technology. The core lesson here for kids is a really good one. And as a father, myself, of a 7-year-old who does play with toys, but also have an iPad that his mother bought him, and, he does play things like Minecraft, he's on Roblox Kids, and he watches a lot of YouTube Kids and stuff like this. I'm really glad that this message was, in a very now film, because it's a really important and really deep meaning message, and especially if, if your child is like mine, who is really into the big things like Power Rangers, Marvel, DC, Bakugan, Pokemon, and that sort of stuff. Anything of the big geeky stuff, kids still get bullied to this day because of it, and it's disgusting. But I'm really, really glad that this film delivered the message it did, because it is a really good message, and I'm really glad that, I got to take my son there. Oh yeah, by the way, I managed, this was a Father's Day, sort of trip for us, so it was me, my partner, and my son. And Logan loved it, and so did Neo. They both really enjoyed the movie. And I personally think that this is... it's a good movie. Good message. I did like the fact we got more of Bonnie. I think that's really cool. I feel like there was more, we've got more with Bonnie in this film than we did with Andy in his second film. That Bonnie has more of a role here than Andy did, and that's fine. I'm cool with that, and I like that a lot. I do not believe that it holds up to the first, 1 and 2 movies. I do believe it's better than the fourth one by a long shot. Absolutely, such a long shot. It's better than the fourth one. My issue here I think is it falls under a lot of usual kid tropes. There's a couple of storylines. There's one particular little minor storyline with Buzz, where it's been done before like 1,000 times, and it's taken 5 movies to get to this point with Buzz for him to have this storyline, and it's just a bit boring. And I was just like, okay, so that's what we're gonna do with Buzz. Sure, I guess. Like that's it's there, I suppose. Yeah, that's like my biggest critique really, is the Buzz storyline was a bit boring. But other than that, like I said, it's not fantastic, it's not draw-dropping amazing, but it is really good. It's a lot of fun. It made me laugh a couple of times. There's a few of the jokes that did make me laugh. Some of the jokes were a bit corny, but it is aimed at kids after all. It's a Pixar movie, and of course they are aimed at children. So there's a couple of jokes that are just like, really? You're making that joke? Okay, cool. But yeah, it's fine. It's there. I definitely feel like this is one of the better movies that I've seen in the summer this year. And I think it's gonna be a top notch for easily in the top 5 movies this year when it comes to non-superhero stuff. When it comes to the progression of Jessie, since she is the main character, I think it's done really well. That's my main issue that I was having going into this film was, you know, it definitely seems like more of a Jessie movie. How are they going to make this entertaining? They did a really good job. I really like how they handled things. I was really afraid that they were just going to have her, like, run into the girl who used to have her as a kid or something. They didn't. Spoilers, they didn't. They did actually do something really, really cute. A bit cliche, a bit on the nose, actually. Like, it's a bit far-fetched, almost. Like, it was so obvious, and the idea itself is a bit far-fetched. I guess that'll be my second weak point. But overall, it worked well for the film, but it is a bit on the nose. Like, it's so plainly obvious what's going on, and it's a bit far-fetched in story. But like I said, it works. They had to tie it up somehow. They had to get Jessie from where she is in the beginning to where she is at the end, and she had to go through the story arc here to get to the point where, you know, she's at the end. Interesting way of ending with the villain, by the way. I see a lot of people bitching about it because of the way that Toy Story have handled their villains in the past, but all I'm saying is this: welcome to TV and cinema now. It definitely seems like we've left the age of big bads getting defeated and killed off and things. It definitely seems like we're going into an era of movies where villains are either let go, redeemed, sent away, or something, you know? So I'm fine with what happens, but I see people bitching. Anyway, do let me know what you guys think of Toy Story 5. Like I said, it's really good. I just don't think it's as good as the original set of movies. Definitely better than the 4th one, though. Definitely let me know what you guys think of Toy Story number 5, and yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts and opinions. Review it down in the comments down below if you will. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell if you guys haven't already. I do love you all, roar of passion, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Bye!